hit a little bit different when our stupid voices aren't really underneath it,
No
ruining
Melissa.
it.
No soothing sounds of Melissa Vaughn, the UK's #1 female voiceover talent,
right.
hired by 2 middle-aged white men in the Midwest
On Fiverr.
on Fiverr.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a very specific award category.
You know what? Was it Will Egan
Yeah.
who made us our beautiful, beautiful awards for the 2021 and 2022 Poll Badness champions? Mm-hmm. If we could get whatever you just said, Steve,
Yeah.
on one of those, I'm sure it's cheap.
Well, it's right up there with the Jab Ab and Rab podcast excellence.
Where do we have that?
Is that
thing
it?
hiding? Oh, it's right up top.
Yeah.
Of course, the Podconey, the first official Lifetime Achievement Award of the Podconey.
Lifetime achievement. I didn't know we got that.
Yeah, well, we've been doing it long enough, so we congratulations to you and us. Steve, we are...
This is the long-awaited. We've talked about this multiple times for many months, ever since we moved into APS 4.0 8 months ago. We said, we should do a Friday night.
Has it really been 8 months?
Yeah, it was like around January, I think.
Boy.
We moved in. And we said, we need to do that. And then we'd say, yeah,
someday.
we're going to do that. And then whoa.
The next
boy,
K-Max
come on.
song.
I don't have the license for that. I don't have the license for Hyper Fun. I only have the license for Malt Shop Pop.
Thanks to Trevor and Dixon and Burns for the Peach Crown Royal, because that is operating the tech tonight. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. Steve, it was able to finally happen. This is going to be in addition to.
I don't know, but by the way, I don't even know if this is working.
It might not be working.
I keep getting action needed too low FPS.
Oh boy,
is that bad?
Do I need to blow on the
cartridge?
I need to blow on the cartridge right now? Because that's a fair question. You had spent some time down here on what I can safely call a family night, Steve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The family is all together, Vin Diesel style. You never turn your back on family.
Look, I'm going to have to interrupt you right now.
Yeah.
We got 4 viewers.
Oh, so it is working. Okay,
yeah.
so I can stop trying to figure out where to even look.
Big
okay,
hello.
so it's not posted on our social media, but it is somewhere.
It's not. It doesn't show up on
I don't see it on our
Facebook page.
Well, I don't see it on our Twitter. That's the first thing I pulled up.
Well, it's Facebook Live. That would probably explain.
Okay.
Probably explain.
So it's not going to the YouTube channel.
No.
Okay, question answered.
Okay. Yeah, so our buddy Chris Wilson. Am I your only viewer? No, Chris. We have Jeff and Brad with you.
But more importantly, who we have with us.
Yeah, most importantly, the first time a live guest in APS 4.0.
That's right.
Brother Mike is here.
Oh, the family.
Welcome.
I got to tell you, I'm very underwhelmed by the studio. So the first thing I did was...
Wow. I thought it came together pretty nice.
You put a lot of work in this too, Steve.
Execution, you guys get an A+,
but... The cricket of the Prohibition.
Oh, wait a minute. Offense taken.
Yeah. Well, you missed your chance.
I walk in here, and the place is very well put together. I got to say, it's beautiful.
90 square feet.
That's right. That's 8 by 9.
But I'm very disappointed.
720 cubic feet.
That is up and down.
Right above Kyle's head, there is a big box of peppermint patties.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Which I went and grabbed.
Oh, long-time listeners.
And I was ready to tear into those things until Steve told me
that is a
they've
bad
been
idea.
here since his wedding.
Yeah.
Which was 5 years ago.
Close to it, yeah.
So these are, we went over this relatively recently, Mike, and you're still welcome to them. These are labeled Best by October of 2019. So we're sniffing 3 years out of date.
That's pre-COVID right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, these Yorks don't know what the world has seen.
But if they could survive COVID,
yeah, I mean,
then it might be worth eating.
Right? For years, our tradition was, as the intro music was playing, as Malt Shop Op was playing,
right?
Kyle would reach up there, grab one, toss it over to me. We'd both literally crack them open and start eating one until I just gave up maybe a month and a half ago.
They're hard.
I couldn't go any further.
Yeah.
They're just...
There's...
Chris Wilson asks, are we having a few Adult beverages.
I
Kicking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine.
did have an observation to make here that I wanted to bring up. I'm glad you're both here for this.
Okay, please,
Steve, thank
please
you.
tell us.
Yeah,
and
it's just
the-
us, right?
And the other 6.
So
So yes,
I thank you tonight for wearing that hat. So I walked in, I saw you wearing a it's kind of dickish self promo gear, promoting your own
Yeah,
brand.
yeah.
Second Chance Jeeps, and I asked
I'm double self promoting.
you are.
I
You
got the side gig T-shirt on.
What if I had to ask you right now to go into your closet or your drawer, wherever you
Yeah.
keep the radio garb,
Yeah.
and I had to ask you to bust out your most obscure radio station merch, would you be able to know off the top of your head right now what that is? Or would you have to dig and be like, oh, hey, I remember
Obscure?
this. I remember this affiliate 7 years ago we visited one time and hated us.
I have a coin cast in sterling silver with the radio show logo on it.
Okay.
And that's pretty cool. But
It's neat to have.
it's obscure as hell.
Do you want-
like I always look at it and I'm like,
Why do I have that?
what do I do with it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could just keep it, and then
Right.
if silver goes through the roof, then hey, Daddy's got a retirement
That's
plan.
the thing that when you inevitably move in, the next 6 weeks to 8 months, that thing is where you take it out of the drawer and you look at it and you say, do I take this with me
Yeah.
to the next? Do I put this in a box knowing
Yeah.
I'm taking this with me? I have to justify this when I pack it and when I get to destination and unpack it and put it somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean it's just one of those things. I'm not a real sentimental person. I don't think.
Right.
But
So pictures of the family, the kid, toss them.
oh, garbage.
Garbage silver coin coming with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, if there's only room on the life raft for so many.
So we're-
Some of us got to be Jack.
That's right.
Some of
Somebody's
us-
got to swim.
Some of us are sinking.
Is there always a Jack? I'll post it on the poll. Does there always have to be a Jack? But anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
You had the hat on. Mm-hmm. I had the hat on. There's similar hats, right? So I asked you, what do you call these? Are these trucker style hats? They're the mesh in the
That's
back.
what I would have thought. Yeah.
kind of the ripped look in the front, or the
distressed
beaten.
look. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, because I've never felt more insecure. And walking around the corner, dropping my 40-pound cooler because I packed. Love you too, buddy. And walking around the corner, dropping my 40-pound cooler off because I packed a ton of drinks. And seeing my long-lost brother Mike in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And having to look at that GD head of hair 4 feet away, knowing what I have underneath this hat.
Yeah. It's a sad look what you got going on under
Yeah,
there.
it wasn't going to go that far.
I mean,
Just more talking about Mike's hair.
Pathetic.
Less mine.
I've gotten
more
several
Mike's.
comments about my hair today.
I got to tell you, and I think it's part genetics, but it's part the way you keep it. So with that designed slick back look,
Not too Italian, but
Right.
it's you know,
it does a ton of favors though. I think it's a look that you pull off, and I don't know how long you've been pulling it off that manner.
20 years.
Okay, so that's been the way you've done it for pretty much as long as you can remember.
Kyle, look, I'm short. I'm average looking. I'm usually pretty overweight.
I preach.
This is all I got.
You got the head of hair.
All I got is
But-
is the coif.
But why I thank Steve is because Steve's got we talked about it plenty of times. And Steve, you had, was it 2.5, 3 years ago at this point, you grew it out to become Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born?
oh yes.
It was for the Billboard
Operation Cooper hair.
That's right.
And my daughter recently saw a picture of me, and
Oh, really?
and she said, "What's wrong with Dada's hair?" And I said, "You bite your tongue. That's Bradley Cooper hair."
You're darn right. One day you'll see that very sad movie that Dad based his hair on for half a year.
Oh man, it was 9 months.
It did take a while. Yeah.
9 months of hair growth, and which now we've talked about the obviously the drywall fight
Yes.
that my wife and I got into.
The crockpot fight.
the crock pot fight,
Which, as far as I know, the two biggies.
the vacuum fight.
I don't know if I remember
It was the
vacuum
same,
thing.
basically same deal.
Why do you need 2 to 4 vacuums?
Exactly.
Okay.
How
many vacuums do
Hot
you have,
on the
Steve?
heels has got to be the haircut fight.
Really? So
Yeah.
this podcast bit
Yeah.
was a thing.
Yeah, because we
I
were
did not
getting
know.
because we were getting it was right around Evelyn's 1-year first birthday.
Yeah.
And
Family pictures.
we wanted to get some family pictures, and I still had the Cooper hair.
Mm-hmm.
And so I won't say who, but some of the people in this house were not a fan of it.
Okay. Well,
And
I'm gonna have to have a little chat with Evelyn, who very clearly was anti Cooper hair. I got to tell you, it looked great.
whoa.
It absolutely looked great, Steve.
Thank you.
So my question then: does the hair come from Hobie?
In all likelihood, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think we didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think there wasn't really much baldness in the family,
Okay.
like both sides.
Uncle Mike
Uncle Mike, yeah,
and Uncle Bill's getting there.
But there's always.
Uncle
But
Bill's
how
on his
old is
way.
Uncle Bill?
Uncle Bill is 76.
I
76,
I
yeah.
He
think
just turned 76.
I think good hair genetics can't outrun age genetics. 76.
Yeah.
How many? I mean, outside of movie characters in movies who pass away and they're in caskets with their full head of hair. How often do you really see that? Where full head of hair.
Are you just trying to make yourself feel better?
No. Because I'm willing to say when I'm 76 in a coffin and you're 76 in a coffin, we'll probably have similar amount of hair.
There's no chance.
No.
You think you're gonna have more?
I'm gonna have a full head of hair.
Both of you.
God.
You really think so?
Absolutely.
There's-
Look,
Yeah.
there are certain people in the world who can pull off full heads of hair
Yeah.
till the day they die. Then there are certain balding losers.
I thought you were talking about me at first.
Hypothetically, I mean, look, this is a painting with a broad stroke.
Yeah. Big one. I thought for the first part, I thought you were talking about me, like people who could pull off a full.
Oh,
head of
dear
hair.
God, no. No.
Do you think though? Tomorrow, I get whatever it is, $10,000 to go to
Bosley,
whatever the
the
big
hair club for men.
Big Hair Institute for Men, right? Where they're gonna go zip zap the top up there and say we're gonna make you look like
Yeah.
you're in your 20s
Like
again.
shave your back and glue it
Yep.
to your scalp.
Yep. You want pubes on your head? We got you covered. Do you think I could? Do you think I could pull it off? First of all,
I don't think you consider it.
I think you're
Don't
gonna
do it.
You're gonna
Don't
be,
do it.
You're gonna be George on Seinfeld when he got the rug.
Oh. Dude,
I think
that's
you do it.
another thing. Do you think I could pull off
I do.
a toupee?
I do.
Some type of wig.
Remember we tried to we tried to do the fundraiser to get you enough money to go to the Hair Institute.
I just
I raised $0.
It did. It was a big success. I see this. I walk into the house. I see that. I know what's under that. And I get so self-conscious. I knew before leaving, Reed was getting in the car to come here tonight. And I need to go get a hat. Because I don't want to be exposed for what's on top here.
I didn't realize that.
Knowing what I'm walking in up against.
So safe to say, if they write a Marvel movie about me, my superpower is,
Hair growth.
is just extreme hair growth.
Yeah, that's it. It's really useless. Unless you're fighting a supervillain who is
I can like wrap them up in a web of hair.
right, like deathly allergic to hair, or that elusive supervillain who, again doesn't understand accelerated hair growth and lets your chest hair kind of wrap them in. My only
right.
question is the downside. Now, Mike, I haven't seen Steve. I don't know. Is there like back hair growth that comes along with whatever's going on up top?
Oh, I'm hairy everywhere.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it's coming out of everywhere.
No back hair for me.
So Mike's
Everywhere.
got it coming out of every hole he can find.
Yeah. The nose hair is really bad.
Yeah.
At this point.
Oh my God. Everything you hear about aging, right? It's your back hurts more, you can't run, you can't do yada yada. You never consider until your wife or whoever or you tells you, got some real long ear hair there.
Yeah, and that told me earlier. Literally, we were sitting outside, or we were sitting at lunch earlier.
Yeah.
She was like sitting across the table from me. She goes, "Yeah, you gotta trim your nose hairs. They're running. They're running into your mustache and kind of coiling up."
But
I have-
why? But why? I say embrace it.
Yeah.
Just you know what? It's hair.
I have never
It's always going to win.
felt more astonished that somebody was willing to be my relationship partner in life than when she looks at me and says, your ear hair is sticking out.
Yeah.
That is the unknown side of a... Okay, buddy. Can you go upstairs and find mommy, buddy? She should be right there. I
Daddy's
think.
making money.
Yeah.
Daddy's making the masses laugh.
All 7 of them.
You don't take that into account. You don't take into account the nasty parts of aging. The, hey, my feet are really dry now. Mm-hmm. The skin's really Nobody tells you about those things.
Yeah. You're looking at this the wrong way, though. Just shave it. Just shave it.
No.
Dude.
No, I don't think you do
Dude.
that.
Michael Chiklis. Perfect example.
Oh, the commish.
The perfect example. When he was the commish, he was just some roly-poly schlub.
Yeah.
And then he shaved his head, and he became, like, tough-looking. And what role was that? I don't watch TV.
The, the one
The
where
Shield,
he's-
right?
The
Is that
Shield,
what-
yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer
Completely
the
different
commish.
guy. Completely different guy. You could be Michael Chiklis. You could
That,
be the commish.
that is not something anybody strives for.
No, but then...
You
like,
have to understand, like me thinking I could look like Michael Chiklis would be adding 40 pounds and shaving my hair. Like that's not an upside to anything.
No, Michael Chiklis, like, he just got jacked. And
Michael
he shaved his head.
Michael Chiklis without the Hollywood career is simply a bald fat man at the bar.
Nah, see, you're selling yourself short.
Well, I think it fits. All right, let's get to some viewer questions.
Uh-oh.
Oh sure.
As we have
Oh, Jesus Christ.
so many of them lined up. How does a lot of Brother Mike questions? How does
That should be good. Let's
how
pass
does
them on.
Brother Mike feel about the Lions this year?
Oh, Brother Mike, yeah. We and in fair before Brother Mike answers. By the way, always constantly referring to him as Brother Mike while we record very much feels like a cult. Like I
It
want
does, yeah.
Fair
I'm
point.
just going to start
Fair point.
passing those on as to Mike because that's how I call him. That's what I would call him. That's what you would call him.
Yeah,
And we're not your mother. Does your mother still call you Michael?
Michael.
Michael.
You get Michael and Steven.
Yeah.
Michael.
You're
and
not
Steven.
getting Steve and Mike.
Oh, I don't know if my mom's ever called me Steve.
Does
No.
I named you Steven.
when your friends first started coming over and you're teenagers, whatever, maybe not staying the night, but coming over, and they would say, "Hey, Steve, let's go do this." Would she then?
Slap him with a wooden spoon.
It was that era, right? So
Yeah.
they're getting hit with something.
Yeah, exactly. It was.
No.
It not only was it allowed, but it was like,
Encouraged.
highly encouraged.
It's Steven.
I named him Steven.
Sorry, I interrupted though. The
All right,
first
so-
question we have from Mike.
Yeah, from Matt. Matt Jordan wanted to know, how does Brother Mike feel about the Lions this year?
Well, I'm not a fan of the Lions. I think they have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, but they don't have a quarterback.
Culture. Changing the culture. That's what they say. Changing the culture.
I like the coach, but they don't have a quarterback,
He's
and
gonna
you need a quarterback.
He's going to eat people's knees.
We talked about this a little bit, and Hard Knocks has this avenue of injecting this fervor into the veins of fans.
I love it every year. I fall for it every year.
Yeah.
I was like,
Every year you
I
assume that team is going to win the Super Bowl
I was
because
all in. With Jeff Fisher. I love Jeff Fisher.
Oh,
He
the
was-
Tennessee Titans.
He was the
idiot.
best coach.
He's
best
a
coach in the
moron.
world.
the
He's
dumbest
a
coach to
moron.
ever coach a team
He
in
cut
football.
Nick Foles.
And then Sean McVay, love him. Very relatable.
Well, I could
He
see
won
it.
a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Good for
Listen,
him.
if I were to look, I mean, your guy's hair, McVay's everything else. I look at that as a 35-year-old man and think, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
He's 5 or 6. Now I understand that. Like, I'm finally at the age 41, my mid 30s, that every professional athlete is younger than me. I am older than nearly every professional athlete.
The first time that hit me, and I'd be curious about it for you guys, and Steve, probably you're not going to as many sporting events as Mike and me. Going to the single A minor league baseball team here. You go when you're a kid, you go when you're younger, then you start going when you're 21. You can get cheap beer, and it's a good night out in the summertime.
Family friendly.
Yeah, and then you realize, hey, that kid was born 4 years after me, doesn't speak the language, and is a professional baseball
He's
player.
6'6", 240, throws a 98 mile per hour fastball.
And I'm sitting here begging for $2 Miller Lights at the concession stand.
Uh-huh. All right, so we wrapped up that question about the Lions. Also,
Overhyped, by the way. Buy the under 6 on that, Mike. I think if you can find them at 7 or 6.5, take the under on that on any of your sports betting apps.
next question also from Matt Jordan. Also, can he help me retire next year? I'm 35. So if you could give him 10 seconds of financial advice, the clock starts now.
It is not going to happen.
Look at that, Matt. You still got 6 seconds to spare.
You come here on a Friday night, you're expecting the rosebuds.
Just
happy.
Just put as much money away as you can and forget about it.
Now, I'm saving a lot of the overarching financial questions because, as everybody knows who's listening, Steve and I really broke down the financial system last week.
Yeah, the CICAV.
CICAV. Did that of the things we've talked about while listening, Mike, and we talked about this, and it happens, Steve, you know it, with a radio show. Mm-hmm. It happens with a radio show to a degree of where it's more people are okay with other people being made fun of, but when it's me or something I like, then they're mad.
Yeah, then it's the do your research.
Yeah. Mike,
you have a responsibility.
Can you rank how upset you were?
We have 6 people watching our live stream right now.
Yeah. Just deal with what we're talking about. Can you rank your frustration with us trying to break down what it is? 1, you do. 2, what a mutual fund is. 3, apparently saying the word CICAV incorrectly.
All right, in reverse order, CICAV, I'm not frustrated at all because a lot of people don't understand what they are, and to a large extent, I don't even understand.
I'd never heard those letters together in the general vicinity until last week.
It's CICAV.
It's
a Luxembourg CICAV entity.
Idiots.
Mutual fund, you guys definitely frustrated me to a certain extent because all it is a pooled investment vehicle.
I was pretty right then, right, Steve?
I think you nailed it.
Because you Googled it. And that's okay.
Well,
I did to check his non-Googled response.
And what was the other question? The first one? I forget. No, because a lot of people just don't understand this stuff. And it's not second nature to a lot of people. So, no, you guys don't frustrate me at all. Well, I mean, in that area, in other areas,
in
definitely.
That sense.
But how many buffoons do you get approaching you, whether it be for financial advice or first-time clients that you would deal with, where you're thinking, oh, my God, how are they this age not understanding what's happening with their money?
It's stupid because it doesn't take much to just figure out what's going on.
Right, Google what a mutual fund is, right, Steve?
Yeah, exactly.
The bottom line is take your salary, put a bunch of money away. It doesn't matter what you make. Just put it away and forget about it. And you'll retire when you can retire.
So age 35, Matt Jordan, the way the...
there's no chance he's going to retire.
What percentage should a 35-year-old Matt be putting away right now into a 401k to be able to retire eventually?
At least 12% of their salary.
Oh, my God, that's so much.
As much as you can.
Let's just let that sink in for a minute.
I really thought I was going to be like over the number he was going to say, and I was going to give myself like a individual fist pump, and then I realized I was just under. I'm thinking, dang it! So now I need to go think about upping
If you can put the federal limit away in your 401k,
isn't that
do
like
it.
25%? Or that's a dollar amount.
It's
is
a
it
dollar
not?
amount.
Okay.
I believe it's $19,000.
Okay.
If you can do that,
question: what if your employer doesn't offer a 401k? I went the route of the simple IRA.
You'll have to do an IRA. Depending on how much you make, you either do a traditional or a Roth.
Boy, I got all of them. I got a simple, a traditional, and a Roth.
You have 3?
Yeah.
It feels like he's closer to retirement, isn't it?
Yeah. Basically. Yeah,
so your employer doesn't offer a 401k?
No, my employer is. I am employee 1 of 1 for my employer.
Dog shit. Mike, if I had to ask you a dollar amount, let's say age 40, whatever, what would you say, hey, if you have this much socked away by age 40, you're okay? And I'm not talking living in Manhattan. I'm not talking living in Miami or Los Angeles. I'm talking living a normal life.
Yeah. Hypothetically.
Hypothetically speaking, of course, what would be a generic dollar amount you would say you're either on track or you're close enough to on track?
What should,
It's
what
the
should
wrong
my
question.
What
It's
should
the wrong
my
question to
net
ask.
worth be?
No, it's first of all, I don't know. I have no idea. First
Let's
of all,
say you dip into that retirement to buy a Jeep that 3 people have been murdered in Louisiana.
that I wouldn't recommend. That I would not
For the
recommend.
record, that cash was liquid.
I much prefer the idea of you approaching a net
Cash
with a
it.
401k withdrawal form from her 401k because your dog shit company won't give you one. I just need 10,000 in that. I'll bring it back in 54 weeks.
I'm telling you. It's going to make us a fortune.
You ever heard of 4% return on investment after 54 weeks of hold? I'm telling you, $600 is in our future.
Now, by the way, I got big news.
Yeah, that's it.
When you're doing a live stream
Yeah.
on Facebook Live, you can create polls.
Oh.
That's it?
That's it.
So that's what we need to do
That's
to
all it
create
took.
polls. Okay. This is also not the official podcast that we'll be releasing this week. So if you have any,
No, I didn't even hit record on
So
this.
I got to do this again?
if you have any financial questions for podcast financial consultant Brother Mike,
Yeah.
Who is not qualified to offer financial advice,
yeah,
by the way.
that's not what I heard. You get those in early and get them in often. He's got stocks. He's got tips. He's
Yeah.
got hot munis to sell you.
He's got
if you're
good
willing
hair.
to listen, and he's got a head of hair. If there's anybody else you're thinking of buying funds from,
Financing the mutuals.
if you had to drop your one hot stock tip
Yeah,
today,
what is
Mike, what's the one that you've been keeping an eye on? Because I imagine you dance a little bit. Maybe not with a substantial amount, but you're dancing a little bit in the smaller markets.
I haven't bought a stock in 5 years.
So you're not.
Okay.
No, I
How about
like
crypto?
I like funds.
You all in on crypto?
Nope. No, we talked about this on an earlier podcast. I don't understand crypto. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to
See,
me. I'm boring.
look,
I'm a boring investor.
Let me and Kyle handle crypto for you.
We got it.
Computers dig for money in the internet.
You ever played Roblox? It's those little like cardboard cutout characters, and they're just
Yeah, they're kinda-
shoveling away, but they're shoveling
pixelated.
away in computer land. And what they're doing is they're digging for a bit. Okay, they're digging for a Bitcoin, and once they find one of those, it's yours. And then you get the Bitcoin.
Uh-huh.
That's worth money.
Yep. Boy, I mean, I couldn't have explained it any better myself.
Do you get people coming because you're in the financial industry? I don't know your exact title, Mike. Do you get people coming to you with those type of questions?
Yes. And I just think people are overwhelmed, and all you have to remember is just put money away, put it in mutual funds, and, if you're very unsophisticated, that's all you need to do.
Right. Have you had like a 60-year-old say, hey, my great nephew told me about Dogecoin on Tuesday. I emptied the lot. I'm in on Doge.
It's stupid. Don't
But
ever...
have you had anybody ask you about it to
No,
the point where
not
like
about Doge.
older? Okay.
No, nobody has asked me about Doge, but you never put all your money in one investment. Never. Never.
So you're
No, you
saying
don't
it's
put any more than
hypothetically-
10%
hypothetically
in one investment.
Bad idea to put all your money in, let's say, rebuilding used vehicles.
Yeah, it's... Anybody who would buy, like, a death trap,
Yeah.
no, you don't do it.
No good, huh?
Before we close
This is
up-
actually what you should do with your money.
Okay.
Kyle.
All right. Hold on.
I have
Here we
breaking
go.
news here.
Here we go.
What you
if
do
we
is-
could, let me filibuster for a few seconds so let all of our listeners and followers right now go ahead and get their notepads out with a nice fresh ink pen, preferably a Bic number 2, and to take notes because right now,
I believe number 2 is the pencil. That's the old Dixon Ticonderoga.
Number 2.
is there a number 2 pen? Is there a number 2 pen?
No.
Why isn't there a number 2 pen?
Honestly, what's the
I don't
difference
know.
between
Seinfeld.
Whole question.
what's the difference between lead and ink? That ink
What's the
can't get a
deal?
number 2. What's so good about a pencil that they get the number 2, and pen just get the number pen?
Is there a number 1? Because I want that pen.
Does the pen just have to skip number 2 and go right to number 3? What's a gel pen? Speaking of gel pens, why do they park on a driveway?
Drive on a parkway.
Man, got some pretty good Seinfeld.
Who are these people?
What's the deal?
What should they do with all their money,
I think
Mike?
we can all do good Seinfeld.
We can all do a pretty good, decent Seinfeld. I mean, listen, it's always going to be secondary for me to my Bobcat. But if I could get a nice number...
Could you grace us?
Well, hi, guys!
Oh, I didn't see Bobcat walked in.
Guys, heard about Jerry Seinfeld, that son of a bitch! Wouldn't no comedy if it hit him in the face!
All right, thanks for stopping by, Bobcat.
Gotta go!
So you know what you'll find in Western Michigan on a Friday night.
Honest to God,
Bobcat
Bobcat's-
Goldthwait
honestly,
just shows up
He's
randomly
roaming around bowling
in the
alleys.
Zach.
He's roaming around neighborhoods. He just does live shows for anybody who asks him. He drops a bid on you.
He's going to hang out with Justin with a Y tonight, but he came
Yeah.
here instead. you know?
Listen, he knows where the talent is. So without further delay, Mike, you had the hot tip for what everybody's supposed to do with their money.
Well, I was going to say put all your money on the Philadelphia Eagles during preseason games because they just took the lead
Oh,
with a minute 40 left, but then they let up a 47-yard or 52-yard kickoff return. So now we got to sweat it.
So here I am gambling on preseason football. Boy, how the mighty have fallen.
It's a lock, Jerry.
who was the mighty? Was that you? I don't really remember.
Without further delay,
Oh, and they're in the red
to
zone.
tie up one last off-podcast loop before I have to go here, Steve. Mike and I were talking a little bit earlier outside around a nice fire about the worst experience at a live concert that we've ever had. I never did get your answer.
Yeah,
You don't have to name names if you don't want to. Not
No,
like you're going to run into the, not like if you ran into Stevie Ray Vaughan or something.
Yeah. Oh, no. I wasn't. Can I just give you my worst experience with a band in general?
Yeah.
Because I think the story is much, much more interesting. This is 4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
Sure.
We were, for the side gig, visiting our wonderful affiliate in the Green Bay, Appleton, Oshkosh, Wisconsin area. Mm-hmm. And we had a live morning show and a live night show.
Okay.
So typically, we do the morning show, go back to the hotel for a couple hours, we come back, set up for the night show, sound check, all the regular stuff. At the last minute, I'm talking like 2 days before, they decided to book a band that was going to play after us. And because I think somebody at the station is friends with one of the people in the band Trapped.
Okay. So, somewhat successful alt rock or rock band from early 2000s.
Yeah, kind of like a, I don't know, new metal-ish type band.
Sure.
And so we get to the venue to do our sound check. Like, show starts at 7 o'clock, I think. So we get there at about 5 o'clock because it typically takes half hour, 45 minutes to plug in all the cables, make sure everything's good to go.
Right.
And then we just go and eat some food and then start the show in an hour. And so we get there, and the band is already there doing their sound check.
Sure.
And they had been there for like an hour before we got there.
Okay.
And S you not, it's just a guy sitting at the drum kit going, snare?
And this goes on a venue that has held music before.
This goes on for at the point that we were a half hour late to go on stage, we finally went up there and said, "You need to get the hell off the stage.
Yeah, we've got to do this.
We got to do sound check." Like, newsflash, buddy, you're added value. People paid to come and see us.
The ticket's us.
You got thrown in at the last minute. Like,
wow,
we're not opening for you. That's not how this is working.
So Johnny Drummer's got a big head.
Yeah. So after we did our show, and the whole time the band is backstage, like heckling us during our show
While you guys are doing
while we're doing our show.
Wow.
So then we finish our show, we leave, along with 85 to 90% of the audience.
To that point, it's what, 10 o'clock, 9:30 maybe?
So a couple people stick around, and they're tweeting at us saying, "Hey man, Trapped is talking crap about you."
On stage at whatever bar in Milwaukee, Green Bay.
On stage, they're talking crap about us, and they're saying, like, who cares about talk radio when there's live music in the world?
Are
and
you
then they went on to
serious?
play Headstrong for the 6th time.
Right. The only song people have known in the
Yes.
20 years since they've been
Yes.
relevant.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So Trapped, that is by far, I've been fortunate enough, like with that job, you get to meet bands and stuff.
musicians, yeah, yeah.
And I would say 95% of them are very cool. And you got a couple of them who are just like, that you're just kind of, middle of the road. And then there's that 1% that is trapped.
Boy,
Like, you are not
of the bands
you are
to
not
have.
like, if you're Paul McCartney,
Yeah.
you can be a diva like that,
Right.
But you're trapped.
But and you're playing a smaller venue
Yeah.
in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
stunning to me. Wow.
Yep. Good old trapped.
Never forget.
Never forget trapped.
So if they're on a bill locally, are you going to actively avoid them?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I would never go to see them to begin with.
Right. You're not seeking out Trapped
No.
to give you the concert experience you so desire.
Nope, not at all. All right, like I said, I don't know if this is actually going out to anybody.
Yeah. Hopefully there's the audio somewhere that we can release at some point.
Yeah.
Make sure of that.
Yeah, positive. That
Can't leave the
still
leave the gold on the floor,
still at
Steve.
0 there. So
Leaving the good stuff on the cutting room floor, you know.
yeah. Yep, down there on the floor.
Well, thanks for tuning in. 6 to 7 or 4 of you. We appreciate it.
Hold on, let's see.
Stay tuned for an actual episode coming your podcast app this Tuesday as normal.
Yeah, we'll be there. Full-length episode with
Brother Mike and Toe.
Brother Mike.
Financial advice coming.
I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but
Well, that makes 3 of us.
Yep. It's a full room of no idea.
Unpreparedness. At Stephen Kyle, here on Facebook, Twitter,
Yes.
Instagram. Oh, our buddy, the town drunk
Oh, I love Rusty.
Rusty has
Rusty's
checked
here.
in.
Thank you so much, Rusty.
Rusty with a beautiful, beautiful message for us saying, what the F is going on? Watching
good.
a car wreck.
Oh, that's all rude.
All right. Before that, he just typed riveting. Thank you, Rusty.
Feels somewhat not true.
as much as we've drank tonight, I think Rusty's got to speak.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Probably Rusty's sitting here like trying to lick the bottom of the bottle upside down right now.
Yeah.
So
Rusty came out of the womb with a bottle of Mad Dog 2020 in his hand.
no offense.
No offense at all, of course.
Thank you so much for listening in. Well,
Cody checking in saying, great half hour, didn't lose Robert.
hey, honestly, of all things considered, my brother, who wasn't listening to start and definitely isn't listening now, did not get lost.
All right, again, at Stephen Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We will talk to you on Tuesday, the
See ya.
something of something.
The end of the middle of the month.
Yeah.